Hey, greetings good people, and welcome to another MOSHBITS episode. If you're new around here, then do note that I bring the latest news in tech and gaming quite regularly around here, so if you'd like to stay informed, then please do consider subscribing. And now, let's get into the news, because between the official embargo date last week and the official launch day about 2 days ago, we've seen quite a few reviews of the NVIDIA RTX 3070 come out. Now, the scores in gaming across a plethora of GPU AAB partner cards look to be relatively close, and that's to be said from the quick research I've been able to do, and I've only noticed that the fan and noise configurations seem to be the bigger factor, with OC performance being relatively the same across the board, including for lower end cards, and I say that with big air quotation marks, like the Zotac Twin Edge and the ROG Strix. So my advice in this sense, if you find a brand that you like and the prices are not too far off, then feel free to grab one. But with that in mind, make sure they're also on stock. Now, if you haven't managed to get your hands on an RTX 3070, then maybe NVIDIA's announcement on the 17th of November will please you, because the RTX 3060 Ti is scheduled to debut with its specs on that date. But if you have watched my previous videos, then I can already tell you that you might actually know a lot more than everyone else about this GPU, because for about $399, this might make you very happy. It has some solid performance, similar to the 3070, so maybe you'll want to grab yourself one of those. However, maybe it's also time to wait for AMD's RX 6000 series GPUs to come out, especially since the new results put Big Navi ahead of the competition in quite a few cases. Both at 1440p and 4K, AMD manages to be on par or even better I should say, than the 3070, 3080 and 3090. Now for the RTX 3070, the results have actually been based on the RTX 2080 Ti from last gen, which is fair because considering the benchmarks that have come out so far for the RTX 3070, they're not too far off. They're basically on par. The difference is like 1-2% plus minus over there. But if driver support will actually be good and you don't care much about the best ray tracing performance, then AMD's offering is looking mighty good across the board. Now, I also expect AMD to drop some Zen 3 bundles on us based on the information they've shown us with Rage Mode and Smart Memory Access, and with the risk of sounding like a broken record, let's just hope AMD won't actually be faced with the same availability and boost frequency issues that have plagued NVIDIA. And with that in mind, fingers crossed. And now it's time to say hallelujah for TikTok users, because TikTok gets to live yet another day in the US now that a federal judge in Pennsylvania decided in favor of the complaints addressed by 3 TikTok influencers. He issued an injunction that blocked the restrictions that would have otherwise blocked TikTok from operating in the US on November 12th. And that's kind of cool, because if you happen to use TikTok in the US, then this might have been a bugger, especially if you're an influencer that lives off of it. Now, I talked about something similar in an older MOSHBITS episode, and with that in mind, this is not the first time that the judges in the US have voted against Trump's ban over TikTok. Now, all that remains to be done until the next ban is to do some TikTok dances, I guess. I don't know, I've never used the app and I couldn't come up with a better punchline, so that's what I'm going to do. And if you want to learn more about Trump's war with TikTok, then I recommend you watch some videos from Martin and Polymatter, and links to them will be in the video description, because I generally think that that's the perfect thing to do on a lazy Sunday. Am I not right? In gaming news, Riot Games is getting ready to release a new single-player turn-based RPG game called Ruined King. The game is set in the same League of Legends universe, with the story being set in 2 regions of Runeterra and Bilgewater. So League players, I think it's time to embark yourselves on a new adventure. But not quite yet, because the game is only set to release in early 2021, so keep an eye out for it. Now let's go back to chips and talk about Intel, because this weekend we've been able to spot some benchmarks for the new Intel Iris Z Max GPU. Man, that's a mouthful. And if you're wondering since when does Intel make a dedicated GPU, then perhaps you might want to watch my previous videos. Intel's discrete GPU for laptops will feature 96 execution units and 768 shaders, with the GPU being based on Intel's 10nm SuperFin technology. And however appetizing that might actually sound, this doesn't make it a suitable option for hardcore gaming. Instead, bringing similar performance to a GTX 1050 mobile, 970M or MX450 from NVIDIA, and all of this information has been compiled via notebook check, so we can just wait a little bit longer for actual reviews to come out. But to be fair, I don't think this one is going to be the best option for competitive gamers. Now, we have also seen some benchmarks in 3D Mark where an Intel-based system scored about 1800 points in Time Spy and 6600 in Firestrike. Certainly not a lot, like I said, and I think now is the time to tell Intel, come on, do something better. Last but not least, Qualcomm is getting ready for its tech summit to be held a month from now, and that's December 1st if you had no clue. I mean, who am I to judge? And that's also when we expect to see the Snapdragon 875 chip debut alongside some new 700 series chips for the next generation of smartphones. And I've talked about the chip's performance in a previous MOSHBITS episode, and the news at that time have actually put it behind Apple's A13 Bionic, which, if you don't know, it was already last gen, but the most recent leaks point out to the chip being far faster than we actually anticipated. With close to 850,000 points in Antutu benchmark, this should make the chip faster even than Apple's A14 Bionic chip, which is quite impressive to say the least. Add to that, Samsung's devices might actually get a lot better since they'll handle all of Qualcomm's 5nm orders, so don't be surprised if future Exynos chips will also be extremely fast. In fact, the Exynos 2100 is looking like a speedy boy as well, and with regards to that, I advise you to watch my previous videos if you want to learn more about it. Now, this sounds like the perfect outro for a Sunday episode, so if you're bored, go watch my other videos, check me out on Twitter and visit crowd.com, and if you want to read the original articles that have been mentioned in this video, then do check out the links in the video description. This has been Alex with the Red Elk, signing off. Bye.